Andrew Clifford, you're the Chief Investment Officer at Platinum Investment Management, or Platinum Asset Management. You're one of the co-founders with Kerr Nielsen. Really back in 1994 when you started, it was a time when there was a funds management industry, but presumably very different from today. What is it that has helped you endure over those years and be so successful?
So I think we started the business with one pretty simple thing in mind, and that was we thought that we had an approach to investing, many will call it investment philosophy, but an approach to investing that we thought could make people return superior to the index over the long run.
And you've done that.
And we have done that.
And the proof is in the pudding. I mean, it's quite a substantial outperformance, isn't it?
It is over the 20 years. So that was our starting point, but it was our only reason to exist. Because, often fund managers, as they start, if they do succeed at first and start to get money in the door, it's very easy to try and build yourself into something that you're not. And so often people talk, describing businesses that we're in, you're a fund manager, you're a hedge fund. No, we're investors and we're here to invest. And I think that there's also a very clear part of the culture that Kerr set from the start was that there's a very clear understanding to every young analyst that, the people's money we're looking after, it's important to them. And if we lose it because we make bad decisions, they're not getting it back from anywhere else. It's gone. So it was critical that we did a good job for people. And, today that's still very much part of what we are. There is no plan B to become a funds powerhouse or something. We're here to do a good job investing people's money.
And you strike me as you've been a bit different from some of the, as you say, multinational financial services companies, to the extent that you've been much less about glossy brochures and ads on TV and those sort of things, and more about communicating a message to people. Is that how you view it?
I think also, I guess that we thought we had two things we could do for people. One was ideally we would invest their money well, but the other thing we felt a great sense of responsibility to explain to people what we were doing. And so whether that came through, I guess, in presentations we've done to clients over the years or in our quarterly reports, some people would say they could be a lot more polished and better written, and we'd probably agree, but you are getting the message from the person who's making those investment decisions. And so the one thing we could do is talk to you about investing and very importantly for the unit holder, what we were doing with their money and why we were doing it. And that's really the only other thing we could offer. So that, remains the case today. I think that, we want to be part of an ongoing discussion, if you like, with people about investing and what's going on in the world. We don't have the answers to everything in terms of many of the problems that the world faces, but, we have lots of pretty interesting, a lot of interesting work done on lots of different problems, and we have a viewpoint that can be shared and may be valuable to people.
And what would you say to people as they start their investing journey or live their investing journey? What are the key characteristics that make a really good investor?
The key thing that gets so often lost is that, the price is everything. The price you're paying for the asset. It can be not a very good business, but if you buy it cheaply enough, you'll make money. And so often people want to get carried away with the idea this is a great company, and it might be, but if you paid too much for it. So if you bought Microsoft in 2000, it was a great company. It delivered on all the things that anyone could have expected of it, and yet until recently you were still losing money 15 years later. And it's that issue of price. So it's understanding that variable that doesn't exist in many other parts of human activity. We all see things that this business is growing, it's a good business, it's not such a good business, but it's really the price that makes a difference for investors. So I think it's understanding that, and then having the discipline of being able to stick with your decisions, when time's difficult, because you will maybe make a great purchase, but just before some unexpected event, and being able to be patient and wait through that.
And so is it that emotional control, that ability to be able to sustain your conviction in something, even if everyone else is doing something different. So staying away from what the herd is doing.
I think that's important because so often you will be, it's in the human DNA to want to be with the crowd. We are made to be with the crowd, and it's very uncomfortable not to be. So to have that discipline when everyone is running for the hills and to be buying then is difficult, and it takes discipline.
Well, really appreciate you taking the time to share your experience with us. Thank you so much.
Not at all. Thank you.